Hey there, it's Elizabeth, and welcome back to another journal flip through. So, we're doing part two of June 2025. There we go, the year or the month that our baby butterfly, our first granddaughter, was born. I make my journals out of a 9 by 12 mailing envelope, and then this is just painted with acrylic paint. For this month, I'm doing a layout one per page, 1 day per page. So this is the 15th, this is the 16th. Normally, I do a double layout, right? But for some reason, I didn't feel like doing that this month, so I did not. And it was challenging to fit all that I wanted to fit onto just the one page. So there are, tip ins and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so let's keep going. Okay, so this is from a Mantra Wellness magazine. I will, as we go through, um, tell you, where stuff comes from. I'll point out different things for you. I do utilize a lot of notepads. They just make life easier for me. And the days of the week come from Brooke at Recreations by Brooke, and the numbers come from Missy Creates, Melissa. So all the links are below. So this day I rode my bike for 45 minutes and went 15 miles, which is better than even like, excuse me, when I started out, I rode like the first day I rode, I think I rode 40 minutes and only 10 miles. So I'm getting faster and going, for a longer distance. My goal was 20 miles a day. So I woke with a slight headache. I am watching Downton Abbey. And then I read. So I get up in the morning, I have a cup of coffee, I go ride my bike for however long I ride it for. Then I come in, I have another cup of coffee on my patio while I read a few chapters in a book. So that's what I was doing all that morning. And then I filmed a video. I was organizing bins. We're still watching Blue Bloods. And yeah, and then I had bad reflux again. I'd been, for whatever reason, I'd been having this terrible, terrible reflux of late. And then my husband said, "Well, why don't you try this? It's a over the counter medicine." And so I did. And it ended up being, so much better. So much better. So this is hilarious to me because if you didn't know, oh yeah, welcome if you're new here, welcome back if you're returning. If you didn't know this, I started a garden over the summer and it did not work out. Okay, let's just put it that way. So, um, I don't know who needs to hear this, but you're a great gardener. That plant really should have tried harder. Yeah. I mean, at this point in time, though, I had planted, I think, back in May, I do believe. And by this month, things were starting to grow and flourish and all of that. It took a turn for the worse later on, but at the time, it was going along pretty well. And then I also put this extended boost. It's like fertilizer, I put that on because I really think that my soil needed to be amended, and I didn't do that because I don't know what I'm doing. And so, anyway, I learned a lot through this whole process. So I woke with a headache again, a slight headache, rode my bike, did all that stuff. Um, um, had haircuts later in the afternoon, and oh my goodness, yes. And then my daughter, she drove all the way to work, which is like an over an hour away, only to realize that it was her day to work from home. Oh my goodness, yes. So she turned around and drove all the way back home and then worked all day from home. Silly, silly kid. On this day here, we watched Godfather 2. I had an oncology appointment. I rode 56 minutes this day, but I did hit my goal of 20 miles. Now that I can ride 20 mile at this point in time. Now that I was riding 20 miles, I wanted to shorten my time, which means I have to speed up. So, yeah, fun. Um, and when I'm on my bike, I either watch a recurring show like The Crown, or that's when I watch a lot of my YouTube friends, you know? So let's see. We discussed at my oncologist office, we discussed a reduction in steroids that I was on. I was continuing to lower. And then my sister-in-law's stepdaughter um gave birth to her third baby. It was a little boy, 8 pounds and 4 ounces. Yeah, so cute. And then this was Friday. Here now, see, here is when I doubt you can see it, but there, is tomatoes, these are marigolds, this is basil, these are marigolds. And then I believe this was a marigold that had like snaked all the way over to here anyway. And then here were my cucumbers that were looking so beautiful at the beginning. And then I thinned them out, and then they started getting sunburned and turning yellow. And yeah, so I think if I grow cucumbers again, which I would like to try to, I'm not going to thin them out. I'm just going to plant them and let them go. And whatever they do, you know? I'm not going to worry about it. So anyway, I was watching Allison's video while I was riding my bike, and I've really been enjoying reading on my back patio in the morning. It's been very nice. Oh, from our haircuts, because I have been letting my hair grow, I hadn't been getting a haircut for the last few months because I had lost hair after my radiation treatments back in January, right? And so my hair was had finally started coming back in, and interestingly enough, because I'm assuming because of my cancer treatments, I've heard that other people, it happens to other people as well. My hair has turned curly. Yes, I've never had curly hair in my lifetime. Never. Okay. My hair is usually stick straight. And yeah, so now I have curly hair. So I'm having to contend with that. And then when I got my hair cut, I wanted it like long in the front and kind of shaved on the side, very short in the back, almost like a pixie cut, but like um I don't know how to explain it. Like spiky in the back, a little more edgy, right? A little more edgy. Well, there was a miscommunication, let's just say, between me and my hairdresser. It did not end up looking that way. But I tried to get some hair putty to see if I could work with it, and no, not really. So, anyway, I'm back to just it being short all over and it's curly. So, anyway, a little meme here. Um, we were watching Blue Bloods. We went to Publix. I must have got plants this day. Right here. Yes. Okay. So I had actually got a Monstera plant. And uh, I can't think of what else I got, but I think I put the other one in my bathroom. Anyway, a nothing kind of day, lazy morning, went to Publix. Oh, okay. So I guess we were going the next day. Yes, we were to our kids' houses. Um, yeah. So our local supermarket had plants on sale 2 for 1. So I got two. I mean, they were great prices as far as I'm concerned. So, um, yeah. I had this flatbread pizza for dinner from Publix, and it was pretty darn good, I have to say. So now I'm all the way down to only 4 milligrams of steroids. We had thunderstorms in the afternoon. Um, I read for a bit. Do you ever look at your little family and think, wow, these are my favorite people in the world? Every time I'm with them. Every time I'm with them. I did, let's see, if this was a Sunday, yes. I filmed a ramble session. Oh, yeah, okay. So then I 86'd it. So I must have said something wrong or got information wrong or something. So I tossed that one, and I'm sure that I would have just videoed it the next day. We'll see. Oh no, this is the day we went and put the crib together. Huh. I wonder what we did before. I wasn't paying attention. Anyway, I spoke to my aunt this day. Um, we dropped the food off. Okay. So we dropped the food off at my daughter's house, then drove a few blocks to my son's house because they live in the same neighborhood. Um, and yeah, they put the crib together. It was more reddish than I had hoped, but the baby's room is looking so pretty. And then we went back to my daughter's house for dinner. So we had hamburgers, Greek pasta salad, beans and watermelon and lemon cake. Yeah, and their house is looking so beautiful. They've, got it decorated now, and most of their stuff is put away and all of that. And then this day here, this is just a piece of clip art. I love using let me just tell you guys, okay? We spend so much time on the couch, okay? Most of my day is spent on the couch. So I love printing couches out in a variety of colors, shapes, sizes, styles, all of that, and adding them to my book. They just make great belly bands or pockets or whatever. I don't even know. Is that the first time I've done that in here? I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. Interesting. Interesting. Anyway, so yeah, they just make great belly bands. I just love the way that this came out. This is like painted paper that I did in the back. I love this. I need to make some more of this. This is on like newsprint, and it's just what is it called? Those mm, dot paint brushes. You get them at I got them at Dollar Tree, and they're foam, right? They have just a yellow foam circle at the end of the stick, right? I need to find out where I put them because I don't remember. But anyway, and you just dip it in the paint and then you twist it and it makes these circles and it makes a really cool pattern. And I love the way this looks, along with like, the contrast of the beige couch with the green pillows and then the green quote. I love it. I love the way it turned out. Anyway, boy, oh boy, that was a long story. Okay, so I rode my bike first thing. This is a Monday morning. 45 minutes. See, I rode slower, only 16 and a half miles. uh, anyway, uh, big handsome vacuumed and mopped. First thing at 6:30 a.m. My goodness. Um, Oh yeah, when I was looking back at my ramble session I had done the day before, I noticed that there was something wrong with it. So I had to refilm it. So I did that. I worked in my room catching up while watching Downton Abbey. Still binging Blue Bloods. Yeah. So I'm having headaches. Yeah, I went through a couple weeks having headaches. So anyway, this is the other side of the other one. If you'd seen in part one, this is the space I have for one whole day. So I had to get creative. So I made it into a pocket, and then I I put this on here. Shows that I filmed, but I did not film on this day. I filmed on this day, so I wrote wrong day. I was working in my room because I was watching Downton Abbey. I 20 miles. I went 20 miles on my bike, and then yeah, rode my bike, checked the garden, cucumbers. Yes, my cucumbers kept on dying, so I didn't know what was going on with them. Read on the porch, worked on June journal, couch, chat with Beauty Queen and Blue Bloods. Yeah, same old, same old. These are just random bits I have in a basket that I keep near my desk, and just a journal card. Um, and then or a piece of this is a piece of scrapbook paper that I cut, and then I glued graph paper on the back of it, some stickers from a cute little sticker book I received in Happy Mail years ago. Rode my bike. This is for the next day. Okay, so here we're over here. This is one of my watercolor flowers. There is a link below if you want to have one of these for yourself. Yes, it's in the printables, free printables section of my description box. So, oh, okay. This is the day that my sweet daughter-in-law went in to be induced. Yes. Um, I'm still not really sure. I think that she was induced because the baby was always measuring small for her gestational age and age, And so, yeah. So I guess they wanted to do an induction. So she was there. 24 hours later, we went to go see them. The next day, still no baby. She still was not, she had been on medication for 24 hours. She still had not dilated a face, nothing. She was not budging. That baby was like, I'm here to stay, you know? So she ended up getting an epidural. Um, because she did, I guess later this afternoon, she started getting contractions, right? Yeah. I don't know what happened here. It says, okay, she and Baby O were doing well. Oh, we found a new bunny warren in our backyard. So there's my sweet son. This is the day our sweet butterfly was born. And I love this so much. It says, I can't wait for the day my babies have babies, not because I want time to speed up, but because I want them to feel this. And when they look at their child and the way that I look at them, I hope it clicks. I hope they think, so this is how much she loved me. Oh my gosh, I love my kids so much. So anyway, this I'm just covering up baby O, our little butterfly, because my son and his wife don't want her on social media. So she was 6 pounds, 10 ounces, and 20.5 inches, and she is beautiful. Here she is here. Now, here was the thing. She we had gone up to visit this day. We didn't even know. Wait, no, my son had called us like at 3 o'clock in the morning and told us she's here. And so, we waited until visiting hours and we went up to go see them, hoping, to walk into the room and see them. Well, we walk into the room and there's no baby there. We're like, okay, where is our, baby? And she had been whisked into the NICU level 3 early that morning. And yeah, long story short, she ended up having a hole in her lung. And yeah, it was um it was rough. It was rough for everybody. She ended up, needing complete sedation and a chest tube and all kinds of stuff. But they took great care of her, and my son and daughter-in-law were there. Not the whole time. The baby ended up staying in the NICU for 17 days, I believe. Um, and yeah, so we, kept trying to visit. These are our little, patches you have to get, the stickers you have to get. So yeah, we came home. Oh, here was the other thing too. Um, yeah, the poor thing. I mean, when they found the hole in her lung, she had to be intubated and sedated, and then they ended up putting a chest tube in. Yeah, it was a mess, but she did well. She did well, and we're praising the Lord. She's home. She's healthy. All that jazz. On the way home from seeing our granddaughter for the very first time, we got into a little car accident. And it was not our fault. The guy, whose fault it was, he said it was a four-car collision. Um, or well, not really. Like four cars were involved, right? we had we had a little bit of damage, but nevertheless, I mean, it needed to be fixed and all that jazz. But um, so yeah, nobody was hurt and it all went rather smoothly. And at this point, I'm filming this in when September, and everything is dandy, right? No problem at all. So we were very blessed in that. This is yes, I prayed all night for our sweet butterfly, and I spent all morning working on her birth page. This page here, I love the way I did it too. By the way, it's just like very interactive and cute. So, let's see. All six of us visited, meaning, let me think. Yeah, it must have been my in-laws were there, my husband and I were there, and my daughter and her boyfriend were there. So yeah, I think we were all there. Anyway, we and then my son or my daughter-in-law would have to take us each individually back there to see the baby. Um, let's see. And Big Handsome, while he was back there with our son, he prayed over the baby. And my daughter-in-law, she was doing like surprisingly well. We're talking, she just had the baby the day before. I was like in bed, like, yeah, like I'm not going anywhere. She was up walking around, like, I mean, like nothing happened. Oh my goodness. Yeah, she bounced back really great physically. Um, Let me see. And then the poor things, yeah, they were just worried about their baby. They weren't eating, they weren't drinking enough. My husband had a screaming headache, probably from dehydration. So we made sure to like get him Gatorade and stuff like that. Yeah, and the poor baby, she's completely sedated. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, it was a time. And then this day, I think my daughter-in-law was discharged and they had to leave sweet baby O at the hospital, and that's just devastating, when that happens, to have this baby for 9 months in your belly and then you go home without a baby. It was hard, but she was very well taken care of. She was also like breastfeeding at the time, so she would I mean the baby um let me think. The baby had a feeding tube, so my daughter-in-law would, pump, and then she would take the milk to the hospital, and for when it was going to be able, to be used or whatever. And the poor thing, like my son and my daughter-in-law, they hadn't even held their own baby. Like I don't think so. Or no, maybe right after she was born, my daughter-in-law held her, but then very shortly after that, they took her to the NICU. So my son hadn't held his daughter yet. Um, and so anyway, so I was at home on Sunday. We did go visit them again. I spoke with my aunt. I filmed my ramble session. Um, oh my, oh, that was one of the things that happened with the car accident. We realized that, or the police officer told my husband, "Are you aware that your license is?" I can't remember if she said suspended or not, but it was something along those lines. Like, oh no, invalid. Do you realize that your license is invalid? And my husband's like, what? No. And so she said, yeah, you're going to need to get that straightened out. We didn't get, he didn't get in trouble or fined or anything like that, but she just said, make sure you get that straightened out. What ended up happening was a month or so prior, my daughter sold her car. The tag that was on her car um, was in my husband's name because it was the first car she ever purchased, and it was years and years ago. She was still a teenager, right? And so I think she was a teenager. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Um, the tag was in my husband's name. So you're supposed to, here in the state of Florida, I guess, I don't know, you're supposed to give the tag back, right? So sometimes when you purchase a new car, you can take your old tag and just transfer it onto the new car. Why my daughter didn't do that, I have no idea, but she just did not. So her old car was just in her driveway, until she kind of like got around to selling it or doing whatever she was going to do with it. And so in the meanwhile, the tag lapsed, and because it was in my husband's name, they invalidate your driver's license. So, oh my gosh. Now, there's more to that story, but anyway, suffice it to say, my my husband told my daughter, he's like, look, you need to get that car to CarMax or whatever you're going to do with it, get it done so that I can get this license off my record so that I can get my driver's license back. Oh, good gravy day. So she did that. And then this is from Little Dutch Maid. These are ginger snaps. I absolutely love ginger snaps. This day here, I was painting. I don't know what I was painting, but so this day here, my husband went very early to the DMV to get his license reinstated. It cost $156. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And to think all of this could have been avoided. Yes, it could have. But anyway, it doesn't. And you know what else? Well, I wrote it here, but without the having the accident, we never would have known that he was driving with an invalid license, for crying out loud, you know? We didn't even realize it. So anyway, I worked in my room. I finished up the June decorations, and we weren't able to see baby O today. So yeah, we were sad about that. Oh, because my husband was like doing all the stuff with the DMV. It took him a while to get that done. And yeah, I worked on, oh, I was working on watercolor flowers. And then, oh, and Remy, my dog, got groomed. So that's why, yeah, that's why we couldn't go see the baby, because we had like a whole day of fair going on, and I was riding 20 miles. So there is that. There's the end of the book, and this is the end of the book, and this is like all of the little, those things you get in the hospital when you're visiting and stuff. So there you have it. There is the book. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And it's always fun reminiscing and remembering, all the things that you've gone through, and all of that. We're just so thankful that our sweet butterfly is healthy and happy and beautiful. And yeah, she is closing in on 3 months. I cannot believe it. Yeah, June, July, August, September. Yeah, she'll be, oh my goodness, at the end of this month, she'll be 3 months old. So crazy, crazy how time flies. So I really, really appreciate that you choose to spend your time with me, because I know how precious time is. Yes, it is. And I will thank you for that time. And I hope you have a great rest of your day and a wonderful week. And I'll talk to y'all real soon. Bye for now.